morning, everyone. Hope you enjoyed some lunch. So my name is Lisa Orford. I'm the Global Vice President of 8x8. And I look after product within 8x8, just for some context. At 8x8, we have a portfolio that spans unified communications, contact center, and CPaaS. So we bridge all of that together. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Thank you to Britannic for having us here today. They have actually been a partner of ours in key verticals for over 5 years. And in fact, listening to Jonathan talk, some of our messagings are very aligned, which is probably a good thing, considering how closely we work together. The reality is, AI is everywhere. We're all talking about it. And the headlines promise a lot of ROI and transformation. But if we don't look at how we can operationalize it, alone, it won't fix anything for any of us. How we approach that from 8x8, we'll talk a little bit more about, because we want to help our customers get the most out of technologies and help operationalize them. At the end of the day, the technology alone is not the value. It's got potential. It needs to be embedded within a business with the right workflows and the right understanding of what it is going to deliver for your business. 124 billion was invested into AI in 2024, and yet adoption was still lagging. The reality is that's because we saw a lot of checkbox deployments, pilots that didn't scale, and no integration into business. In fact, we see a lot of customers come to us and say statements like, "I just need some AI." Really? Why? Because what are you trying to achieve? What's the problem you're trying to solve? And most often they don't know. They feel that that's something they need to keep up with the times, to innovate, to seem present, to seem ahead of the curve. The reality is that technology should never be the goal. It should be the business outcome. It should be the value that you're trying to achieve for your business. The real questions are things like, what are you trying to solve with it? What outcome are you trying to achieve? Even, can you measure it now? Would you know if you were successful? We see so many people come that want to implement these tools and have actually no way of telling us today why or how they want to implement them, or even what benchmark they're measuring themselves against today. They don't have the data to even compare if they were successful a few weeks down the line. If you can't answer those simple questions, it really is just an experiment, and we see so many people experimenting. In fact, we worked with a public sector customer that implemented not our chatbot, but an alternative vendor. It went in and came out within 6 months. Their customer experience went down, not up, which is what should happen. We worked with them and actually advised them to take out the AI and roll back to use a live chat solution via the 8x8 application that allowed their customers to get comfortable with the channel to start with. They'd never even used a chat channel with that customer and took a huge leap. They successfully used web chat for a period of about 3 to 6 months, built up that relationship with their client base over that channel, and then progressed to deploy our intelligent customer assistant successfully, and then saw the ROI that they needed from it. But it is a good example of how just implementing AI alone for the sake of having it doesn't always work. The reality is inefficiencies across businesses are a big challenge, and they cost a lot of money. And the IDC research shows that it's about 20 to 30% of revenue. So if you can improve those, there's massive gains. But to actually make that worse, just to try and stick tech in for tech's sake, doesn't solve any business challenges. Did it change? No. The reality is interactions are going up, which means agents and the frontline workers are receiving more and more communications from our customers. And the reality is our customers want more. And without a unified solution, they see long wait times, they often have them to repeat themselves, and agents are switching between applications. The data is disparate, and they aren't even able to work out how they want to solve these problems. It isn't just an inefficiency risk, okay? It's a business risk. Now, how do we turn that into success? When we think of things like turning on applications like transcriptions and summaries for agents and users within UC and CC. It's always about the adoption. You need to get them to want to use it. They need to see the benefit and value, but first and foremost, they need to trust it. And we see a lot of that, not just from the IT leaders when they're purchasing the technology, but the users. They don't trust that it's going to give them the right result. They don't trust that they're going to get the correct summary. It's as much about building that trust within the users and the agents as it is across the business. And without this, we have no value in implementing it. Multi-solutions cause friction, and customers and agents expect more. They don't want to repeat themselves. They want faster, personalized experiences. They want that fluid engagement. And agents want an experience that is seamless, handoff from bot to them, or elevating between channel, voice and chat. And when we think about operationalizing technology, we need to think about both sides of that coin. It's not just what's right for the customer. It's as much about what is right for the agent or the user along that journey. And if we don't think about both sides, the customer and the agent, and we implement tech, we'll wonder why it didn't work. But the reality is because we're not thinking how it's going to benefit both sides on that journey. Now, there's no question that adoption is starting to surge when it comes to AI, and Gartner predicts that 80% of service and support centres will use AI in 2025, but the hype is real. IBM surveys show that adoption is what is limited it with skills and complexity. And that's why operationalising it matters the most. Finding the right people, giving them the right training, having the right processes, and most often being able to measure it and making sure that it's not causing confusion, but it really is bringing the clarity that you're looking for. So how do we go beyond the hype and really ensure that when we're implementing these technologies that we're doing it right? Well, we've talked about developing our agents, improving automation, streamlining the workflows, and simplifying the administration. But let's just run a little deeper, because I've just seen that we've only got a few minutes. So I'm just going to speed up, try and keep us on time. The fact is that there's 3 key elements to success: unifying your communications, powering seamless experiences, and accelerating loyalty and sales. But the good news for you all is you don't have to do them all at once. You can take these a step at a time. So let's think about them. So the first one, unifying communications, really about bringing together those interactions. When we think about an experience, we go into a retail store and we purchase a bike, for example. Somebody follows up with us a few weeks later. Sometimes that communication within the store is not connected to the contact center or the back office workers. And actually, when you want to understand that journey and understand that customer life cycle, when they might need help, when they might need support, do you know what they purchased a couple of weeks ago? That's hugely important across a business. With 8x8, we have a single platform for our unified contact center, our work application for UC and CPaaS, which allows you to bring together those interactions so that you can see the single flow. We've just recently released something called Customer 360, which means that when the interaction comes in, that the user has that full history available to them, so they can really understand at a customer level who they are, what they're doing, where they've been. It's providing that personalization. Things like Customer IQ, which gives you reporting analytics that covers that entire flow of the journey. No longer should these things be about a single interaction. Your experience as a customer is end-to-end, and that's what we want to provide the users and agents with. Second is powering seamless experiences, not having to repeat themselves on handoff, allowing them to elevate seamlessly. 8x8 offer a full omni-channel solution and full handoff with things like Intelligent Customer Assistant, which is our chatbot solution. It means customers don't have to repeat themselves. You can provide 24/7 support, give deflection, and still have that seamless handover to somebody in the contact center or back office. They can have the information available to them to understand if you've done things like authentication and not have to constantly go through additional security measures. Last but not least, it's accelerating loyalty in sales and using data and AI to go proactive. Think about Netflix model, okay? We all sit down at night, you might turn on your TV and it's offering to you things that you might want to watch based on data and understanding that it has for you. Within the 8x8 platform, we help you create proactive workflows. You combine UCCC and CPaaS. So we go back to that retail store scenario where I talked about purchasing the bike, and let's take it a step further. You've purchased the bike, you've contacted in support. They could send you a follow-up. That might be an appointment to come and have something fixed in the store, and you could then reschedule that appointment directly there within the link. Things like RCS allow interactive workflows that mean you can send that communication to your customer, allow them to reschedule that appointment without even leaving the single engagement. And when they call back in, all of that information available, what you bought, where you bought it. And that's so important to drive that loyalty to your customers, and they have that understanding that you appreciate their experience. At 8x8, it's really important to us. We see a lot of vendors in the industry selling products and solutions that they think are going to deliver outcome. But 8x8, we believe in the alternative. We want to drive business outcomes, delivering measurable value for our customers, help them understand the problems they're trying to solve so they can implement correctly to deliver the ROI within their business. Our innovation strategy is not about building features for feature's sake, especially when it comes to AI. Embedded workflows to reduce cost, improve productivity, to enhance customer engagement. Every investment we make into our technology is aligned with business outcomes, faster responses, and real business value for our clients. We have a three-prong approach to AI. There are a couple of slides here. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're up, so I'll go really quickly. This one takes me through the flow that I was talking about for the self-service. If you want to see this in action, please pop over and see Simran and the team at the booth at the back. But the goal here is around that proactiveness of sending out the messages and understanding the customer journey. I'm going to click through two for speed. I just want to recap. Look, AI isn't a magic wand, and nor is any feature or functionality, whether it's video elevation, CPaaS, SMS. It's a tool. And it's the way we use it and how we embed it in our business that is important, making sure we can measure it. And 8x8, we like to pave the way with AI platform that we have that spans the entire portfolio, and our customer interaction data platform, which allows you to have all of that data in a single location. We have a three-prong approach when it comes to embedding AI. We allow you to bring your own AI, plug and play into our gateway. So if you already have a chatbot and a vendor is working with them, you can simply plug that in and have that seamless handover. And we have native solutions for things like transcriptions and summaries, where this stuff has become commoditized. What's important here and unique, I think, about the way 8x8 handles this is we don't build our own LLMs here. We utilize OpenAI. It means we store it inside our network, so our customers' data does not have to go outside to be able to utilize these technologies. And last but not least, we have our TPEs, which is our technology ecosystem partners, where we can plug in technology like noise cancelling with people like Pindrop and secure payments with companies like PCI Pal. We offer so much more than that, so I know I'm way over. Please, thank you so much. Please take a moment to see the guys at the booth and understand more about what we do.